Of all the Doctors, Peter Davison's era is the one that I've seen the least of. Even Hartnell and Troughton with their missing stories still beat him out. Why is this? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. With the 80s now in full swing, Doctor Who had got a little too ridiculous. And this isn't just my opinion. Many at the time had the same idea, leading to consequences in the future. The quality of the writing had dropped drastically, and the budget is very obviously too low. One of classic Doctor Who's biggest charms is, of course, the low-budget campiness, but for some reason, John Nathan Turner didn't quite get it right in the Davison era. While I do fully believe in my opinion, this story is not one that follows the trend. This is Robert Holmes' only script for the Davison era, and he knocks it out of the park. And why wouldn't he? He's written countless great stories. Talons of Weng Chiang, Spearhead from Space, The Time Warrior, The Deadly Assassin, The Space Pirates. Okay, maybe not that one, but the point still stands. It stands so well that this is the best rated Doctor Who story ever for the last 14 years. So, Caves of Androzani. Does it live up to its reputation? Let's find out. As all good Doctor Who stories do, we start with the TARDIS, and some horrid dubbing.
Well. Old place hasn't changed at all. Still nothing but sand.
Oh, wow!
We also meet our companion for the story, Purper Gilliam Brown, better known as Perry, an American botanist from Surrey, or at least the actor is. As curious as ever, the Doctor decides it's the best course of action to follow some tracks into a cave.
Blowholes!
What?
Now we're near, you can see they're not caves, they're blowholes!
Alright, fair enough. Inside, Perry falls into a web-like substance, and the Doctor helps her out. Falling isn't the only potential issue, as we get an explanation for the celery. Finally.
Doctor, why do you wear a stick of celery in your lapel?
Safety precaution, I'm allergic to certain gases in the praxis range of the spectrum.
Well, how does the celery help?
If the gas is present, the celery turns purple.
And then what do you do?
I eat the celery.
Deep within the blowhole, there's some sort of beast roaming around, killing soldiers looking kind of like Godzilla. And there's also some mercenaries, led by the charismatic Stotts. But they're not the people who find the Doctor and Perry, the army is. This army is led by General Shellac, who is incredibly stubborn, though to be honest, I don't blame him. His soldiers are increasingly slaughtered by the beast and badgered by gunrunners. He's got no time for criminals. Above the General is Morgus, the CEO of a mining conglomerate. What are they mining? Spectrox, the most valuable substance in the universe. Spectrox has the unique property of slowing the aging process, meaning humans can live twice as long. The only catch is that you have to take it daily, and it is incredibly rare, being found on only Androzani Minor, the setting of our story. Since Morgus has a monopoly over this heavily demanded substance, he has absolute power, which is why, despite being a civilian, he can order the military around and issue an execution to the Doctor and Perry, who don't look too lively. But their luck is about to change.
Firing squad. Firing position. Take aim. Fire!
No. That can't be right. Surely not. Oh, they're androids. You could have fooled me. Meet Sharaz Jek, the opposing force to the army and the one who hired the mercenary gunrunners, who are having a bit of a fight at the moment.
No! Oh no! Come on, you slut!
Did he just call him a slut? Jek is a great engineer, with his particular field being androids, where he excels. Jek used to be partners with Morgus until Morgus betrayed him. The thing with Jek is he's not the villain. Well, kind of. He isn't the nicest of people, I'll give him that. He smuggles guns, holds Spectrox ransom, and is a very creepy guy.
Could I ever let you go? The sight of beauty is so important to me.
He's literally an incel. But he's not the main villain. It's Morgus, the evil CEO. He doesn't care about human lives, he doesn't care about conflict. All he cares about is profit, his bottom line, willing to even assassinate the president of Androzani Major, and throw Shara's Jack into a mud volcano. Jack was only useful to Morgus because of the androids he created being two types, regular foot soldiers and lifelike duplicates, with his most developed being one that we've already seen, Major Salatine. The real Major Salatine reveals why the Doctor and Perry feel so terrible, and also why the androids were so important. Raw Spectrox is highly toxic. Even the smallest of a touch is enough to kill, and sadly, the Doctor and Perry have both come in contact, meaning they have 2 days at most to live. 2 days with this creepy fella. The part of Jack was originally given to David Bowie, who turned it down due to having a tour at the time, and my god, what a performance that would have been. But I still feel like Christopher Gable is probably the better option of the two. He is genuinely creepy, and I don't believe that Bowie would have been able to pull it off, as good as he was. At Jack's hideout, the Doctor figures out that since the androids automatically target humans, maybe it'll realise that he isn't.
Hello. What a clever little android you are. Now.
Thankfully, it does, allowing them to escape, but they end up separated thanks to Salatine. Even after the Doctor set him free, he really is a prick. He reports back to Chelak, and boy does he feel like a fool, but this gives them an opportunity. If they can trick the android into thinking they're attacking one area, when really they're headed for Jack's base, then they can win the war. The Doctor, on the other hand, has been taken by the mercenaries, as their boss expressed an interest in him. But who is their mysterious boss, I hear you ask?
We ran into some trouble, sir. The army intercepted the consignment.
I know that, but the weapons were untraceable.
I made doubly sure.
Bet you didn't see that one coming. Being the savvy businessman he is, and because he doesn't fully trust the army, Morgus has hired the mercs to run weapons to Jack, hopefully finding his base, and in turn the Spectrox. The Doctor is shown to Morgus, who now believes that he's a government spy. And since he has his own spies all over the government, the order must have come from above his level. The President, perhaps? Just a quick side note, Morgus breaks the fourth wall quite often, because the actor, John Normington, misinterpreted the script. Why were they left in? Well, because they work so well. Him looking right at the camera in the middle of a conversation is like delving into his thoughts. It's really damn effective. Of course, the Doctor isn't really a spy. He tells the truth this entire story, but nobody believes him. It doesn't fit their narratives. He escapes his cuffs and wrangles for control of the ship, giving us this.
Be reasonable, this won't do you any good.
Stotzi, we'll be touching down in a couple of minutes, or more likely crashing down, you see. I'm a bit out of practice with manual landing, so if I were you, I'd find something firm to hang on to.
I'll murder you when I get in there, Doctor! No, my slip hands in the air over here!
Why?
Because I'll kill you if you don't!
Not a very persuasive argument, actually, Stotz, because I'm going to die soon anyway. Unless, of course,
I'll give you to a count of three!
Unless, of course, I can find the antidote. I owe it to my friend to try because I got her into this. So you see, I'm not going to let you stop me now!
No Doctor has ever been this dedicated. Somehow they all survive, allowing a chase to ensue, revealing their really terrible aim. At the same time, the army is advancing into the caves, coming into contact with an android. Luckily, though, they can't attack them, as Salatine has provided frequency plates to stop them. Ah, Jack changed the codes of the plates. Now the army has the upper hand, and Jack is on the edge, meaning that Morgus can try to steal the Spectrox from under their noses, just in case he's been discovered, which he has. Chelak and Jack face off, ending with Chelak being thrown into the mudburst after being frozen by fear. What caused this, you ask? Jack's face, and God, is it horrible. The Doctor returns, and Perry is not in good condition, so he sets out for the only cure, the milk of the Queen Bat. After several minutes of caving, he returns, cure in hand, but there's only enough for Perry, meaning he has to make the ultimate sacrifice. But he's not the only one, as Jack, Morgus and Stotz all die in the fighting, leaving just Salatine, who isn't even alive to begin with. The Doctor carries Perry off to the TARDIS and gives her the cure. After crashing a spaceship, evading 2 whole armies and a band of mercenaries, then trudging through caves, he saves his companion, Even though he's only known her for a short time, he saves her, because he's the Doctor.
No, my dear Doctor, you must die. Die, Doctor. Die, Doctor.
Doctor?
You're expecting someone else?
I...
That's three eyes in one breath. Makes you sound a rather egotistical young lady.
What's happened?
Change, my dear. And it seems not a moment too soon.
Oh god, he's a prick. Ooh, that's new. The Caves of Androzani is honestly fantastic. You don't get rated the best story if you aren't fantastic. The entire story is incredibly well written and tight. Somehow Holmes manages to control 3 or 4 villains, depending on your perspective, and makes them all noteworthy, not a single one overshadowing the other. It's also incredibly compelling. There truly is never a dull moment in this story, and I can name you every single character even months after. But as I said at the beginning, it's not truly representative of its whole era, which is really a shame. After 7 years of Baker, Davison gave a youthful plainness to the show again, getting darker over the course of the seasons, a trend followed by another Doctor. I didn't talk much about Peri in this video, and that's because I'm going to wait. By this point, she's only had one other adventure with the 5th Doctor, so it's like how Nyssa isn't really a companion of the 4th Doctor. So that's another thing to look forward to tomorrow, where we'll be diving into the first episode of Colin Baker. I'll see you then.